This is Jim Emter, Van Ahn Co, Alexandria, Minnesota, with your closing grain and livestock comments for April 2nd, 2018. Well, we turn the calendar and really no difference. A lot of white stuff flying around Alexandria, Minnesota here today, and it's going to be cold through a lot of the nation, but market really not taking notice of it at this time. Corn market on the day down a half cent, beans down 7 3/4 to 9 1/4, nearly a 25-cent reversal from overnight to this morning, and that's going to be something to be attentive to on the charts. Wheat market down 4 to 5 in Chicago, Minneapolis down 4 to 5, Kansas City up 1/4 to 1 cent. When you look to the grain markets today, a lot of mixed emotion around the markets. China really kind of took the tail and retaliated to some degree with tariffs implemented specifically in the ethanol, hog industry, and many others. But there is some question mark as to whether they've stated and how much intent they have in the soybean complex. And that's part of the reason there were some concerns and fade here into the day session today. When you look to the corn and wheat markets, you think maybe corn and spring wheat are taking notice to the weather, but I think there's some grave concerns over what could happen next week. Keep in mind, USDA will be out with their April crop report next week, Tuesday the 10th, and we're a little bit concerned. That's when we're going to see these stocks numbers kind of come back into fruition and be a focal point coming out of there. We need to realize that last Thursday we got two numbers, a planting report, which was a bit bullish to the corn market, beans, and even to some degree, I really shouldn't say wheat by any means because the spring wheat number was higher, but the actual stocks numbers were pretty negative in corn and soybeans, and those could rear their ugly head here as you work into next Tuesday because the April report only focuses on old crop statistics. So this will be one to watch. May report will begin to get some new crop S&Ds, but that's a concern, as well as these China trade policies and negotiations here. Going to be very important to watch those as well. If this bean market really would capitulate like we've seen in the hogs, which we'll cover here in a minute, that could drag these rest of the grain complex down as well. Other major news is the weather, but right now market not taking too much notice of that. It sounds like the 12th is going to be about that transition point. We'll return back to average conditions. If that is the case, we'll have plenty of time to get things rolling there towards the latter part of April. When you look at the feeder cattle, live cattle, hogs, feeders down 145 to 165, lives down 87.5 to 162.5, and the big one today, hogs down $2.50 to $3 today. Unfortunately, this 25% on frozen pork tariff is just detrimental to the hogs. Already have a lot of pressure because of China and heavyweight hogs, and it's just kind of adding fuel to the fire. So hog market into new low territory, looking to maybe break another $3 to $5. Unfortunately, that's the next price count, and that's the path of least resistance right now for hogs. The cattle market tried to stand its ground, still broke down as a net result, and we'll really just have to digest some of these statistics. Funds continue to liquidate with this, and then within this environment, and with the negative placement numbers, it just continues to be a problem there in cattle as well. Not to the degree though, because weights are pretty current. When you look ahead here, outside markets, guys, stock market down nearly 700 to 800 points. Crude oil down about 170, targeting that 58 to 60 area there in crude oil. So a lot going on. Be attentive, be ready, and look to take advantage of these corn and soybean opportunities. This has been Jim Emter, Van Ahn Co, Alexandria, Minnesota. Traded in futures and options involves risk of loss and is not suitable for all producers. Past performance is not indicative of future results. This is a solicitation. Have a great afternoon.